What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Friday Fuel from Unknown to Unforgettable. It's another Friday. Let's go. Let's go. Drop in the comments your weekly win. We got Joe Kemper coming in. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Stream. So as you guys are coming in and dropping in the comments, let StreamYard view your comments so I actually can know who's speaking. So obviously we got Joe in here. But drop in the comments hashtag live. Hashtag live if you're coming in live, and if you're watching the replay, hashtag replay. So Joe's coming in. Let's go, let's go, let's go. So drop in the comments if you guys are live or if you guys are watching the replay. We got a super special one. We got Joe watching live. We got Facebook user. Let StreamYard view your comments so I know who you are. So new life producer got his license. Hashtag live. Let's go. All right, cool. So, yeah, we got a super special guest today, but I want to drop in my weekly win. What's cool is we had one of our best days as an agency so far. We did close to $10,000 in business, and the agency just continues to grow. August is going to be our best month, on pace to issue over 100,000. So that's really cool, just as growing as an agency. But continuing to just live in a state of being. And so this is something that I've been really learning a lot recently is words create worlds. And so it's like when you're going throughout your day, what are the thoughts and feelings and what's your attitude throughout the day? Because that actually transforms into reality. And so I've been really thinking about that concept and just really trying to dive deeper into that of what's my attitude like? What's my thought process like? Am I negative? And I've realized I've been negative in the past and have tendencies of that, but I'm ready to change. So it's all about silencing the negativity, consistently staying positive, and going day in and day out, which I love. So love hearing that. Ryan England brought on a new life producer, got his license. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Not totally sure who this is. Let StreamYard view your comments so I can see who you are. But we got a very special guest today. We have one of the ultimate agents, somebody who we've actually been able to talk a little bit outside of that before he was actually on Ultimate Agent. But it's cool because we talked about a year ago. So now we're going to go into another conversation. He's going to be dropping bombs. He's 19. I mean, this dude is very, very, very impressive. I wanted to bring him on to show you guys what is possible. So Alex, welcome to the show, man.
What's up, man? How are you doing, bro?
Good, man. Good. I'm happy to have you on here, man, and have a good conversation.
Dude, I'm pumped, bro. I appreciate you having me on, dude.
Of
I
course,
think
bro.
back, Ultimate Agent or 8% last year, we connected and I was like, dude, how do I get on the Ultimate Agent, bro? And you were like, dude, you got to do this. You got to put yourself out there. You got to get a sponsorship. You got to do all these different things, right? And I was like, bro, I just got to do it. I didn't put out as much as maybe like an Adam Lindsay,
Yeah.
but dude, for you to give me those tips, to get on the Ultimate Agent, and then I got selected, I'm grateful, dude. And I'm happy that we finally got to connect with each other too on this. So it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, man, for sure. It's cool to see kind of what you've done because I think a lot of people, you obviously know it's an older industry. There's a lot. I mean, the average age is pretty up there, and so
Right.
when you think about it, I think what we're doing is really cool because it's really bringing insurance back. And it's like I saw this dude. He's wearing a hat, and usually it says "Make America Great Again," but it said "Make Insurance Great Again." And I was thinking about that and like just making it bring the swag back, right? And I think bring it young, bring it to people. Like it's really cool. How'd you even stumble upon the insurance industry?
That's a great question. So I graduated high school 2 years ago now. And when I turned 16, so my dad's been in the business for over 15 years now. So I've always been around it, rubbed off. It's always rubbed off to him to me. So, um, it's really good because when right as I started at 16, I started picking up the phone and making dials and calling clients for agents to go run those appointments, right? So
Yeah.
I was always in the industry because of my dad, right? Because what Cody said or someone said, no one grows up saying they want to be an insurance agent.
Yep.
And when I was in grade school, I told my dad, I said, Dad, when I grow up, I want to be an insurance agent, just like you,
That's
right? That
hilarious.
made that made him emotional or whatever it is. And then right as I turned 16, I was allowed to start working a job. So I got right into the office, started making calls, learning the scripts, learning the products and stuff. So I already got kind of like a head start,
Yeah.
and that's kind of how I got started up. And then right as I turned 18, I got my insurance license, and then it was kind of off from there. I've gone back and forth whether going to college or not. And, I'm kind of grateful that I didn't, because I'm in the position that I'm in now because of my dad and, God as well. So it's really good.
Yeah, man, that's cool. So you graduated high school. Did you ever have the thought of going to college?
So all my friends went to college, and coming like up in senior year, they're like, well, Alex, what are you going to do? You're going to go to Oklahoma. So I live in Oklahoma. So they're like, are you going to go to OU with us, or what are you going to do? And I was like, dude, I really don't want to miss out with y'all, dude. It's going to be a blast.
Yeah.
But I know if I can take the right strides right now in my life rather than waiting 4 years, because I'm not really a school guy. I wasn't really let's go kill it, let's go learn this and that. I was all really about business right as I turned 16, just from my dad.
Yeah.
And I just felt like that was a game changer, because it kind of set myself apart, from all of them,
Mhm.
because some of them may not be taking college seriously. If I'm going to go to college, I'm going to take that seriously. I'm
Yeah.
not just going to waste my time there. Right. And I knew if I
Mhm.
was going to go, I was going to waste my time. So I'm like, there's really no benefit in me going. So I was like, okay, I just need to jump straight into the industry and get to work.
Is it sometimes like do you have a fear of missing out sometimes, like seeing what they do?
A little bit, I'd have to say.
Yeah, man.
It sucks, but at the end of the day, there's been a couple weekends when I went to go see them just to go hang out, have fun,
Yeah.
whatever. And there is a level of that, but I'm also grateful that I'm in the position that I'm in right now, because when I think 3 to 4 years from now, or 2 to 3 years from now, when people are graduating out of college, where my business is going to be and what the team that I'm building. So
Yeah, that's a great perspective because a lot of the people that kind of like I associate with that. It's funny that you kind of shared that because I went to college for a little bit, went for like a year and a half, and I went for 3 semesters. The first semester I went for two classes, got C's in both. I actually have a vlog of me walking into one of my classes, and I was like, honestly, I need to like, so I started a business when I was 18, and I was like, honestly, I'm trying to grow the business because I couldn't really, I don't know, like I didn't see myself really like graduating, to be honest. And then second semester failed all of my classes, and then third semester failed all my classes. I'm like, all right, I'm out. And then I got married, and then I was like, all right, let's get into the insurance industry. But it's like, I don't know. It's funny because all my friends just graduated.
right.
This is the year that I would have graduated, and it's like it's funny to see them kind of talk about, oh, I'm about to get a job. Hopefully, like they're going through applications, and it's like when you learn the skill of sales, you'll never be without a job. And I think that's one thing that's really cool and
That's
comforting
powerful.
knowing, hey, even if like nobody could, I guess, fire me because I could just go and sell something else, right? What are your thoughts on that?
Man, that's a game changer, dude. To think, even like back to what I was saying, any sales job you work, right as I turned 16, I was already around it. One thing I'm grateful for my dad is he taught me great communication skills, because you need that obviously if you're going to be in a sales job. Um, how to develop a work ethic and what that looks like every day in your day-to-day life.
Yeah.
Um, and to see where I started at 16 and sales wise, and then when I'm in 18 now and I actually have my license, the transition's easier for me than when I start actually selling, because I've already learned those things, right? Back to what you're saying, you say your friends are graduating college, they're looking at a job now, but look at you, bro. You started what? When did you start? Was it 18, 19,
I started right at 20,
20? Okay,
right when I
20.
turned 20.
And look at where you're at in your business now, dude, and they just graduated college,
Yeah, bro,
right?
it's crazy.
It's you separate yourself from all of them, and they're like, wow, Johnny's really successful, man, maybe we should have gone his route, but now we're kind of stuck here. you know Not me trying
Yeah.
to shame on college or anything. It's great, but I'm saying you really stood yourself apart from them and what
Yeah.
you did. And that's kind of how I feel about myself too. Is I'm kind of, people can judge me, whatever it is. You can go ahead and judge me, do whatever you want, but I'm gonna do me. And in 3 to 4 years from now, 2 to 3 years from now, my business is gonna be different too as well.
Yeah, bro, it's two schools of thought, and it's like, what are you trying to do? Like, what's the education that you're really going after? And I think in terms of like the education we're going through is sales and like learning people and the psychology of people. And that's our education, is putting in the reps, 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 reps. And all of a sudden you get better and better and better. And what's cool is I was talking to this guy yesterday, or 2 days ago, actually, one of my friends, and he's 27, and he probably won't watch this. He's not even in insurance, but he's 27, been in school since he was 19 in college, and he's going for 4 more years. He's like, so by the time I get out, I'll be $500,000 in student loan debt. By the time I pay that off with interest, I'll be paying right around $950,000 in student loans. And I thought about that and I'm like, bro, is that even worth it?
Yeah.
Luckily his whatever occupation he's going into, he's about it. I don't know. I think he said starting salary was like 300 or 400,000. So he's like, take that over 40 years, a 40-year career, I'll make 20 million. And I was like, okay, I see that, but that's so much risk. That's so much, because what if you don't end up wanting to do that? And he's graduating at 31. Say you get a job right away and you work 40 years, that's retiring at 71. And I'm like, I think a lot of people think small, and then it's like, I'm trying to retire before I'm 30.
And
So it's two very, very, very different schools of thought. And it's cool to see you like on the trajectory that, hey, I'm growing my business, I'm really investing in myself now, because it'll pay off tenfold at the end of the day.
right.
Which
And
is really cool.
yeah, what you're saying is so good, because when it comes to them graduating college, and just like what you said, we all start on a same job level, right?
Yep.
It's, if they're majoring in business, entrepreneurship, whatever it is, we're all starting on the same level. So like for me and you, when we first got in the business, we started at just a base agent, street level contract, whatever it is, right? When they graduated college, now they're starting at the same spot we did, but now we have 2 to 3 years on them, whatever it is, So that's why I think it's such a game changer. When people are deciding whether to go to college or not, you really got to think about it if you feel like you're going to waste your time or not, because you just need to take advantage of the time that you can get now, to set yourself up for the future.
For sure, bro. And I want to go back to what you were saying earlier, because you were talking about how your dad instilled like hard work, schedule, like things like that. What's your schedule typically look like right now, like being a producer, and kind of walk us through that?
So to start off, Monday is so I do field only most of the time. So if I do have the opportunity to close it over the phone, I will, so it's mainly in the field. So Monday is a field day, right? My goal every week, and what my dad hounds on me too, is you got to book 15 appointments and get in front of 10. So my goal is to book 15, get in front of 10, and sell obviously as many as I can. But Monday is a field day. Tuesday,
What leads are you working? Direct mail or what kind of
so
leads?
yeah, so I'm working direct mail, and then I'm after SWAT this past what was it, in June, I've been able to gather so many referrals. So I've really backed up from buying leads, and I've just been working my referrals so hard. So
Really?
that's
So
been,
referrals from the clients?
yes. Yeah.
Okay, so let's sit in that real quick. So, how do you get referrals? What are some
So
things that you do?
great question. So one thing I learned is when you're sitting down with the client, you already have 3 referrals if you're selling life insurance. The 3 beneficiaries. Okay, so those are automatically 3 beneficiaries. So when I'm going through the whole presentation and I get the beneficiaries, I'm already writing their names and numbers, and I'm saying, what's their number? What's their number? What's the number? Right? After
Yeah. So,
that, in the middle of the presentation,
okay. So you say, okay, you want them to be your beneficiary. You don't say like, you just say, what's their number? You don't say like,
no,
hey, I need to have a conversation. Well, like,
yeah,
walk
yeah,
us
yeah.
through that. What's your word
Yeah, yeah.
tracks?
So, hey, Mrs. Jones, I just want to have a conversation, with your daughter, what I helped you out with today. And I just want to, inform her that she is the beneficiary on your policy, just so she's up to speed and we're all on the same line together. Is that okay with you? And then
Yes.
I would go and proceed and ask for her number.
Okay. So then you get her number. Okay. Okay. So then what? So you get the 3 beneficiaries, and then what? And their
So,
numbers.
right. And then I'm in the middle of presentation still, right? Or I'm closing the deal right now. And then once I'm done, then I say, Mrs. Jones, I appreciate you helping me out today. What are some of the names and numbers of people that you may know that I could help out just like I helped you today? And I sit there and wait. I just sit there. I don't even say a word. I just sit there and wait. Right. No, I don't got anybody. Okay, that's fine. Who's this neighbor right here? Do you know her right across the street? Who's that right
Yeah.
there? Who's that right there? Who's this next door? She starts naming these people, dude. For real. She starts naming them. And I'm like, okay, what's their number? If they don't have a number, no big deal. I'm just going to go ahead and knock on their door right when I'm leaving the house. Right.
Boom.
So every house, I think right now I'm gathering in between 3 to 8 referrals every house.
Dude, that's
Yeah.
insane.
It's funny. I just saw what Joe said about Pete Fournier. I've been listening to him a lot about referrals and stuff. But yeah, dude, I put that in my business and it's changed me so much, man.
Really. It's funny you actually brought that up because I actually yesterday was the first time I really tried to get referrals, bro. And I had one client wrote a policy on her. And so I got the beneficiaries, and so I was like, "Hey, okay, so beneficiary, like, okay, I need to call. Like, you put your two sons. Okay, how old are they?" And they're like 41 and 35. And I was like, "Okay, perfect. What are their numbers?" She's like, "Oh, I don't want you to bother them. Hey, not a problem. I just need to inform them what it means to be a
Mhm.
beneficiary and the policy that you have in place and the procedures when something does happen, so we could be on the same page." Does that make sense? All right, go. What are their numbers? Took their numbers down. So then after that, and I was given this from one of these people on my team because she's a beast at these referrals. So then from there, I was like, okay, perfect. And then I used the Pete Fournier, the two promise close. If you guys don't know the two promise close, you definitely need to do that. So you two promises. Like, I'll just do it real quick. Obviously not as good as Pete, but the first one, Miss Mary, wouldn't you agree? I've made you a lot of promises that your policy would pay out right away, that your policy would stay the same for the rest of your life, that your policy builds cash value every year, that your policy, and just name like 10 promises that you made, that I'll be your agent for life, that I'll fight for your family to make sure that this coverage pays out, that I'll be there for your family. Can you make me two promises? Yes. Okay. The first one is that if this ever becomes unaffordable, Miss Mary, I need you to call me. The reason why is because if you call the insurance company, the policy could have cash value in that, and I would hate for you to lose the cash value in your policy. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay. Perfect. So I just need you to call me if this ever becomes unaffordable because we could possibly move it down. We can change it. It's not a problem. It's a simple phone call. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay. Great. Second promise: if any everybody thinks they have the best thing since sliced bread, right? They laugh. All right, perfect. So um I would just hate for somebody to say, hey, this is $5-10 cheaper, but it's not as good of a product. I've had a client recently that had a permanent whole life policy. She went down the street, got $5 cheaper, and turns out it was a term policy. So all of a sudden, she's not in the best situation possible. Does that make sense? I would just hate for you that to happen. So if anybody's calls you, our system's going to take a little bit to update. So if you get any calls, simply take the quote, let them know, call me, and just ask me if it's a better policy, and I'll tell you yes or no. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay, perfect. So third thing here is that now before I go, who's in the same exact financial situation as you or a similar financial situation as you that you could think of that could possibly benefit from a conversation from me? Ready, set, go. And bro, she's like, I can't think of any. I was like, not a problem. So you have to be very selective. We can only choose 5 people. So you have to choose wisely. So go into your phone. Who are we can only have 5 people. We have 2 now. So you have 3 left. Who do you want those to be? She's like, oh, Jane. Oh, okay. I was like, okay, what's Jane's number? What's Barbara's number? Got 9 referrals and numbers. Like that was it was crazy, right? So I don't know if you lagged out there, but it's crazy because I see you now. But it was crazy because I was like, all right, and who else? And who else? And you just keep going, right? So it was a word track that I used, and I was like, it's insane. And I think it's cool because that was the first day that I did it yesterday. But it's cool to see your business really growing and flowing from there. How many so you said you stopped buying leads?
I have stopped buying leads. The
Wow.
other day, I mean, when I went to 8%, I worked the day before there and I bought some Facebook leads from Cody and they did me well. So I was pretty happy about that. And then same thing. I mean, when I was working those leads, every knock or that I got in the house, I'd do the same referral strategy every time.
Yeah. So so you work the Facebook leads for face to face? Wow. Did you door knock them or set appointments?
So great question. To begin with, before we went out there, that was on Saturday. I was calling those to set up appointments with them. I got 3 appointments, and then I didn't have all the leads in yet, so I was waiting on those. But then I would just go door knock all the other ones once we were done with our 3 appointments.
Gotcha. Okay. So what's your schedule like? So you said Monday's a field day. So do you set appointments Saturday or Sunday, or when are you
Yeah.
booking
So
appointments?
Monday's a field day. Actually on Friday we're back in the office booking for Monday.
Okay, so so it starts on Friday, right? So Friday, are
Right.
you booking appointments all day, or what's that look like schedule wise?
Friday, I'm booking appointments all day. These past 2 months, I've been going out on Saturdays. So for Friday, I'm booking my Saturday and Monday now.
Friday, booking Saturday and Monday. Okay,
Yep,
and then what?
and
And
then we're
those are
back in the
just
office.
so they're just field days. So you're not doing really anything else. You're just out in the field, door knocking, selling.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
So then,
So then
yep.
what?
So then Tuesday, we're back in the office, and now we are booking for Wednesday and Thursday.
Okay. Gotcha. And
Yep.
so your goal set 15 appointments,
Set 15 and keep 10.
keep 10. Okay.
Yep.
10 sits and then close what? How many apps usually?
Anywhere between 5 to 6.
5 to 6. All right. So,
Yeah.
okay. That's good.
But I also do cross sell in every house as well. So
Boom. All
I'm
right.
I'm selling Medicare, life insurance, ACA.
Okay. So, and you're mainly running final expense appointments, right?
I'm running anything, dude. So when I get in that house, I have a needs assessment or a fact finder, and I'll go over their Medicare, what they have set up. Then I'll jump to if they have a cancer policy, dental policy, hospital indemnity policy, and then I'll jump to life insurance. And then once I'm done with their life insurance, then I'll start going into their investments, like if they have a 401k, any IRA, whatever it is.
So, what kind of leads are you working though?
So these are direct mail,
For what?
but back at the old agency that I was with, I have quite a few resources that they fed to us, Medicare leads, and I've been working those nonstop. And then with those, I've gotten a crap ton of referrals from those. So from like their neighbors
Gotcha.
and stuff. So I've just been working those.
Gotcha. So so you're working Medicare leads. So you go into their looking at their Medicare.
Right.
Are you
Yep.
mainly doing Advantage, or are you doing Supplement, or both?
Both. So if I have the opportunity to sell an Advantage plan, because I mean they can't afford anything, and it'll be better for the client. I'll do an Advantage plan. If they're on a supplement or don't have a supplement, and I can help them out with getting that, if it's affordable, I'll do that as well.
Gotcha. Okay. So you're
Yep.
going in, your main focus is Medicare, but then you go in and like your hey life, all that stuff, or what's your thought process?
So it it's kind of hard to think because when I'm going in these homes and it's a Medicare client, for example, right? I'm
Yeah.
going to take care of their Medicare, but I'm going to push life insurance. I think
So
I'm
are you gonna review their life insurance plan, or like
right.
if they
Yes.
okay.
Yep. Yep. So if I could help them benefit, if they need cash value, if they need money, they're not, they're only holding on what they can hold on to get them the cash value out of the policy, maybe get another one, right?
Yeah.
That's an option. But I think I'm as psycho as about Medicare as I am life insurance in a house.
Okay.
So I think it's line in line. Whatever I can help the client out with, I'm going to help them out with whatever it is.
Yeah. So okay. So you go in and they're Medicare leads technically, right? They filled out a Medicare form, but your fact
Correct.
finder is so that you can really go in and get the Medicare, but also life insurance and
Right.
cancer and hospital indemnity.
Right. And sometimes
Gotcha.
And
Okay.
sometimes the client, when I'm doing the fact finder, they may be like, "Oh no, I don't. My life insurance is already good. Blah 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 blah. I don't even need you to mention it." I just tell them this is just for my records to see where you're at and see what ways I could possibly help you. That's the only thing I'm trying to do here.
So if they give you that objection, so you say that, and then what do they usually say?
So Honestly, about 95% of the time, they'll just be like, okay, it's fine. So what I try to do then is, or what I do is when I help them out with their Medicare, once I've already solidified whether it's an Advantage Plan supplement or I sell an ACA product, I jump back to life insurance. Just give me a minute, Mrs. Jones. Let me explain the different benefits that are with your life insurance policy that I may be able to help you out with. Okay. Okay,
Okay.
go ahead. And then I go into it.
Gotcha. So you have, okay. So but by that point, you've already found out how long they've had the policy, what carrier, how much they're paying, all that stuff.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Okay. All right. That's cool. So you get that. You obviously, do you present with cancer and hospital indemnity with your Medicare, or how do you usually
Great
get those
question.
cross
So
sells?
yeah. So so I'll go through if they're on a supplement. I think the cancer, the hospital are out of question because it's covered. The supplement covers under that. And then if it's an Advantage Plan, though, there's quite a few gaps within Advantage Plan. So I'm looking at a cancer and a hospital indemnity and dental and vision because there's only a certain amount of dental and vision benefit in an Advantage Plan. So if it's a supplement, I'm really only looking at dental and vision. And if they have an Advantage Plan, I'm looking to attack all of them: cancer, hospital indemnity. I also do home health care. So I'll try to get them all in one.
Gotcha. So you're building out that back end, but also getting the front end with if you're getting the life insurance, the cancer, all of those because you're getting the front end commissions.
Right, right, right.
That's awesome. How many Medicare clients do you have?
Great question. I probably am sitting at probably anywhere between 300 to 400 Medicare clients.
Dang, dude, and how long? How long is it taking you to get there?
I would say so. I've had my license for about a little over a year and a half, so right around there,
Really? Wow. So that's what, like 10,000 a month or so
right
in
around,
renewals?
right.
Dude,
Yep.
that's beast mode. Dude, that's crazy. So
I
how's that okay, what were you gonna say?
no. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
How's that feel, bro? Like being able to I don't know, I think that's such a good spot to be in because that's like really creates leverage and really creates it creates like not comfort, but you're not scraping by to pay the bills. It's like, hey, all right, cool. Now I know for the rest of my life I'll be making six figures.
And it's just a I don't. It's kind of hard to explain. It's with Medicare. I knew getting into insurance, right, that I could be good at all facets of the business just
Yeah.
from what my dad's been teaching me and stuff.
Yeah.
And I would always tell, even when I'm recruiting right now actively, I would always tell every just regular life insurance agent, you have to get into Medicare. I feel like it's a no brainer. You have to get into Medicare because over time, when you keep selling Medicare supplements, Medicare Advantage plans, ACA products, it'll come back over time in renewals, and you'll be like, "Well, dang, that was well worth it," you know. So
Yeah.
sitting there and me seeing obviously the renewals coming in and stuff, it's just like, I put in the work to do that,
So when do those hit? Just throughout the month or the first of the month or when usually?
throughout the month. Once their draft happens.
Beast
Yep.
mode, bro. That's insane, bro. You're in a really good spot. So, okay. So you get the Medicare, the cancer, the hospital. So you don't work any final expense leads. It's mainly just Medicare leads.
Lately, it's been final expense.
Really?
And
Okay. What kind?
yeah,
Direct mail as
prob
well?
what's that?
Direct mail as well?
Yes. Yep. Yep. I think Ultimate Agent Week, direct mail was a game changer for sure. The digital leads were good, but not as good as I would say the direct mail. So,
Did they give
def-
you a stack of direct mail?
yep. Yep. So once I kind of got a feel for it, once I was calling the digital leads, I was like, dude, these just aren't working out. And once I started calling the direct mail leads, I was like, okay, it's go time now. So coming out of the Ultimate Agent 2, um, I was like, dude, I gotta work direct leads. I've direct mail leads because I feel like they're one of the best leads out.
Yeah. So were you going and setting appointment, then meeting them, the direct mail leads, or were you closing over the phone?
So it was all in field. So I would call them, book an appointment with them, and go see them.
Gotcha. So how do you book your appointments? Do you book
So great
them
question.
every
So I would,
hour or every hour and a half or every 2
yeah,
hours? How does that work?
every hour and a half, just depending on what I know about the client once I'm booking the appointment. If it's going to be a big appointment, they may have some investments, or they're looking at maybe multiple kids are going to be there that are wanting life insurance. It just depends when I'm talking with the client.
Yeah. So how much fact finding? Talk us through your appointment setting script. I'm curious. I do all over the phone. So like the face to face, like I really never did it. So I don't even know what that looks like. So
Right.
I'm super curious.
And you're talking direct mail, final expense, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So I would just say, hey, Mrs. Jones, this is
Here,
Alexander
we'll
with the.
role play real quick.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
call me?
Hey, is this Johnny?
Yes.
Hey, Johnny, this is Alexander with the Invested American. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, doing great. Hey, I was just meaning to touch base with you, sir, because I actually had received your card you had sent back in. Just regarding some extra information over the state regulated life insurance program. You remember filling that out, right?
Um, I think so. That
Okay.
was
Okay,
seems like
cool.
a
Even
little
if you
bit
didn't, it's
ago.
no big deal. I was just the agent that got assigned to your case when I had received this from you. So I was actually going to be out that way in Dallas tomorrow. I'm just trying to get this information out to you. Does mornings or afternoons usually work better for you?
Usually mornings.
Mornings, perfect. Yeah, I have an opening right around 9 or 11. Which one do you think would work best for you?
I have a doctor's appointment at 9:30. Should be
9:30.
back around 10:30.
Perfect. Yeah, we can shoot for 11. And like I said, I'm not trying to take up too much of your time. I'm just trying to drop this information to you, and then I'll be out of your hair. Probably take anywhere between 15 to 30 minutes. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, I look forward to talking to you soon. I'm going to get this on my calendar and make sure you get it on your calendar as well. And I look forward to talking to you tomorrow.
All right.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Boom. So you don't do any fact finding. All right, cool. So you just book the appointment, get the information to them. And then you said show rates about 60%, or like
Right.
what's that look like? Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Cool. So you get that. And then from there, you get in the home, you're fact finding. How many annuities, like an IUL, are you writing?
So um, if anywhere between 3 to 4. So
Annuities?
yes,
What's your biggest annuity?
my biggest one was 400,000.
Beast mode, bro. What's like a dude, you're crushing it. So what's your average annuity right now? Like
Average
3 to
annuity
4?
probably 40 to 50,000 realistically. Yeah.
Nice 1 to
And then
2,000
I mean,
commission
you
check.
what's that?
Nice 1 to 2,000 commission check.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Bro. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's awesome,
It
man.
yep.
Dude,
I,
that's what's up.
you always come around the people that got like 5, 6, 700, 800,000, it's just
So so how do you get those annuities? Like what's your conversation like around those?
right.
Does it start in
I
the
would just
fact
talk to the
finding?
client. I would say, hey, Mr. Jones, during this fact finding, I'm just trying to go back to the fact finding. I'm just going to ask you some questions where you're at and see what ways I may be able to help you. So I'll start off. Hey, do you have any 401ks, 403bs, IRAs, stocks, CDs, whatever it is, ma'am? Yeah, I do. I have a 401k. Okay, cool. I help out on the investment side as well. So I can help look at your investment product and see what ways you may benefit from it and kind of go from there and see, because sometimes, Mrs. Jones, clients are only getting 1 to 2% on their IRA. And I help clients get maybe a bigger benefit than what they're wanting to look for. Okay. So if you could just then I would kind of go into how would that make you feel, right? So I would tell them how I can help them with their 401k or IRA, wherever it is. How would that make you feel if you could receive 4 to 5% on your investment, right?
So
Well,
what
yeah,
if
that would make me feel better. And then I'd be like,
so
okay, cool.
yeah.
So now, if it's okay with you, I'd love to take a look at it and see what you're getting and what you could be getting. Is that fair enough? Yes, you can go ahead
Do
and look
they
at
give you a
some.
lot of pushback or no?
So if I
Because I
built
know some
really good
people are
trust,
like, I'm good.
if I built really good trust and rapport with the client, and I already, for example, if I already helped them out already with a Medicare life insurance ACA product, and I already helped them out with that, I've already built really good trust up with the client. They trust me enough that I already sold them a product. And now to the point where they're trusting me enough. Even I said, can I just take a look at it and just see what ways I could possibly help you out? Is that fair enough?
Yeah,
Sure.
guys, take it. That's so good because I've been learning a lot about that. But like hey, I could possibly help you out. Like, is that something you'd be completely opposed to? And it's like, I made a video about this, and it's like, get the client to say no to get more yeses. And it's like, is that something that you'd be opposed to? Would that be like would that be a super crazy idea if we just took a quick peek to see if we could possibly help you out? No? Okay, great. Let's see it. Okay, so go
Even if
ahead.
they're giving you like you say, give back, Mrs. Jones, I already helped you out with you trusted me enough to go ahead and help you out with your Medicare plan. Could I just have the opportunity just to look at this and see what ways we could possibly help you out today?
Wow.
All right, you help just like that.
Guys, give Alex a fire emoji in the chat. Dude is killing it. All right, cool. So you get okay, yes. I'm possibly willing to show you that. So you get it, you look at it, what's kind of your next steps?
So then I'll look at it and let's say they're getting 1 or 2%. It looks like here you're getting 1 or 2%, Mrs. Jones. How's it treating you? Do you like it? Do you wish you could get more? What's the deal here? So and I just let them talk. I wish I could get more. I'm just kind of letting it sit in that account. Then I'll have a piece of paper and I'll go through 5 different things or 4 different things. Security, security and growth. I'm missing 2. I haven't wrote an annuity in like 2 or 3 months.
He got the sheet, guys. He got the sheet. He just follows the sheet.
So,
I love it. No, I appreciate it, bro.
so then
It's
I'll go
real.
over topics
Yeah.
of what they want to achieve with their money.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Is
what
this
do they
all
want
in
to
the same
achieve?
sit? Is this all in the same sit, or you coming back?
If I can do the same sit, I will.
Okay.
If I can do it the same sit, I will.
So
So
you're sitting in
then,
there for like 3 hours. They're feeding you
dude, those are
dinner.
long
They're getting you
appointments,
some
bro.
coffee.
No joke, dude. Those are some long appointments. The longest house I've ever sat in was probably like a 7-hour home, bro.
Oh my gosh.
That was Medicare, that was life, and that was annuity, bro.
Bro,
But
wait, can I sleep on this couch? We can finish
yeah,
this
for
tomorrow.
real. And those
Oh
type
my
of clients are
gosh.
always so good though, because they give me cookies, they'll bring out food. I'm like, oh my gosh, stop spoiling me. Yeah, lunch and dinner.
Brian said lunch and dinner. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that is too funny. Guys, drop a laughing emoji in the chat if you're laughing down with me as well. Yeah, break down the hourly pay with all those lines of business.
The hourly pay.
So so you go in a home, you get the Medicare. Yeah, not even including residuals, just the upfront, right? Because an average cancer policy, how much is that? Like a month.
A month, we're
Yeah.
looking anywhere between 60 to 80.
And you get 50% on that up front, right?
I'll
Or
get
75% or
yeah,
as
I'll
earned.
get like 65, 60, 65.
Percent up front?
Correct.
Gotcha. Okay. So 60, we'll say 60 a month on the cancer.
Okay.
And then you got all right, what else?
Then
Then
we'll
you got the
do
hospital indemnity. How much is that?
the hospital indemnities are going like 20, 25 bucks.
Gotcha. So $25 a month. And then the Medicare, we'll say it's advantage free. Then you got the life insurance. What's your average life insurance?
Anywhere between 60 to 80, so we could call it 70.
70. All right, cool. So 70 a month. Then you go, yeah, so that's like an average. What would you say, like, when you go into a home, how often are you getting both?
Life insurance and Medicare?
Yeah. Or like multiple apps. Are you
Right.
closing pretty much every house
Am
on
I?
something? Yeah. Or are there times that
Um,
like they're just like, nah.
right. I would honestly say majority of the people I get in front of, I'm closing at least something, even if it's a $20 hospital indemnity. I'm closing something. or whether that's in a $0 Advantage plan. I mean, that's
Yeah, it's still
something,
money, right? Yeah, that's big. So you close multiple. Are you usually closing multiple apps though in the home?
Yes. If I get in front of a client that, that has enough income, I will be able to get multiple apps in a home.
So
Yeah.
what if like somebody's like on making 700 a month, right? Like what's your kind of thought process in that situation?
So if they're getting 700 a month, they could be on Medicaid, and that's the state program. So they're getting taken care of everything. I think if they're getting like 900 ish, I think they're not, I don't think they can be on Medicaid, maybe. But if they're only getting that, I'm looking at maybe a $20 or $30 life insurance policy. And then maybe they're on an advantage plan for sure. So maybe I can get a $20 hospital indemnity out of there, just depending on what they can afford. Maybe
Yeah,
it's usually a one app house. So if they're only getting 900 in Social Security for sure.
gotcha. And what do you
I've
usually
even
you're
sold I've even sold like a $10 app in like life insurance, and someone that's getting like 600 in Social Security, bro. They can't afford anything.
Yeah, bro. It's one of those tough situations. It's like, dude, all right, here's the reality. You don't really have a lot of income to work with, but also your
Right.
family's not going to be taken care of if something happens. So like what's the Yeah, I wrote like a $15 a month app last week and I'm like, I don't know. I think I was grounded because I was like, we think about it in like his life insurance. Like I think it's easy to get caught up in the numbers. It's like, bro, like this is like 150 like AP, right? Or 180 AP. But my wife, what she was like listening and she's like, you protected a family. Like you have to really remember that. You protected somebody that when that time does come, like that's gonna pay out. And I think really coming down to that is really, really, really big as well. Which is cool.
People people
So
don't people don't think about it like that. They don't. They're like, it's a
yeah.
$10 app. Should I even write it? Like it's not going to pay me anything, right? But
Yeah.
you're protecting the family.
Yeah, for sure, bro. For sure. It's that's good. So based on that, like you're walking out with like 150 a month in AP, like 1800 in AP just with upfront, and then you get the Medicare, which is huge, bro. So do you to build up to like that 400 clients, were you just doing the same thing, just setting 15 going into 10 homes and pretty much like just doing that and working referrals?
Yep. So every home, I mean, I have to book 15.
Are you booking
At-
more sometimes, or is that really like just like pretty much what you're doing, like consistently 15?
so consistently, honestly, my goal is 15, but I'm really at a point. I'm working so many referrals now, um, that I can't run 15 appointments. I can't, because I'm
Really?
working these referrals. These people, I'm sitting out with these referral clients. Those take a little bit longer. And I throughout my day, I don't have enough time to get or run 15 appointments. It's really like 9 to 10 appointments, really,
A week?
a week. Yeah.
Gotcha. So
But they're not, see,
that's
there's,
crazy.
sorry, there's like there's iffy appointments, there's good appointments, and those 9 to 10 appointments are really good appointments. Like, I'm not just going to sit there and be like, okay, I'm going to get give back on this appointment. Like, I know it's going to be a good appointment going in.
Yeah, so when you say you're just working referrals, like what's your conversation when you get in the home with them? How do you approach a referral?
Yeah. So, um, kind of like what we were back to saying earlier, my dad had actually taught me that when I'm in the home with a client, right? When we're going through the needs assessment, when I'm just talking to them, building trust with the client, once we get done today, Mrs. Jones, at the end of the conversation, I'd love some names and numbers of some people that you may know, whether it's neighbors, maybe beneficiaries that you may have on your current life insurance policy or future life insurance policy, whatever it is. Just take some time to think about that. We'll get back on track. I just wanted to remind you,
Well,
once I
yeah,
get back to that.
but I'm talking about when you're talking to the referral.
Mm-hmm.
You
Oh,
already have the
talking about that.
referral and you're talking to the referral. Like, what's
Yeah.
that look like? Because you said you're just working referrals. Like, what's the conversation with the referral like?
Yeah, yeah. So I'll say, hey, Mr. Jones, this is Alexander. How you doing today? Good, good. Hey, I just helped Betty, your friend, right next door, with some of her Medicare and some of her life insurance needs, right? And she had told me what names and numbers of some people that I could help, just like I helped her. And she mentioned you. Would you have 10 or 15 minutes of your time that I can stop by, just review some of your coverages, just like I did Betty, and see what ways I may be able to help you out? Is that okay? Kind of like that.
Yeah. And you just set the appointment with them? Do you get a lot of pushback on that?
So it's about 50-50. Yeah.
So
About
sometimes they're like,
50-50.
no, I'm good, but thanks for calling.
Right. And when I get that, I'll just tell the client, when I sat down with your friend Betty to begin with, she didn't even want to listen to me. I'm going to be honest with you. She didn't even want to listen to me. But if you can give me the opportunity just to listen to me for 10 to 15 minutes to see what I could possibly help you out with, I would be grateful. So can we make that work?
Yeah. Closer, bro. Closer. I love it. I like setting the stage when I'm asking referrals. Hey, I appreciate your time for allowing me to help you out. My business actually built on referrals. 70% of my clients are actually referrals. And I just started I think it's building that frame of like, hey, I'm building a referral game because that's my goal, right? And I think it's really being able to share that with people. Hey, my business is built on referrals. And then you go into that referral close. Dude, that's awesome. Ryan said, Alex, is this year one for you? What do you expect in AP for your first year?
Oh, great question. This is, I am on, year one. I'm about a year and a half now. And in first year AP, what I expect, honestly, I didn't know what I was going to expect for first year AP. Kind of
Yeah.
crazy, but my first year AP, because I'm already over my first year now. My last 6 months I've done better these past 6 months than I did my first year, because I
Yeah.
kind of I was lazy with my business. I didn't, I just went about it, because I didn't have any bills to pay. I was just like,
Yeah.
I my 10 grand in my bank account looks good. I think I'm just gonna stay there, right?
Yeah.
So that was for the first year, right? So I didn't know
So
what I was.
real quick, what was your first year AP? And then
Yeah,
go into
yeah.
that.
So yeah, my first year AP was anywhere between 45 to 50,000.
And but you built up your Medicare clients though, right?
Right,
How
right.
many Medicare clients did you get your first year?
First
Do you
year was
remember?
about anywhere between probably around 150, right around there.
Gotcha. Okay. So
Yeah, I would say
150 Medicare
anywhere
clients.
between 100 and 150, right around there.
Yeah. So okay, so back to what you were saying. Sorry, I paused you there.
All
But
good.
so you were saying that you've done more this year than before, like in the
Correct.
past 6 months.
Yeah, yeah. One thing that absolutely changed, and I'm extremely grateful for Cody, it was the ultimate agent. Um, Getting the mentorship, everything that I learned from that whole week, was just I don't even know how to put it in words. Like, it really helped my business crazy,
In what
and
ways?
what's that?
In what ways?
Um,
Because I completely agree with you guys. By the way, it's funny because not many people can actually relate to the experience, right? But it's funny because we were both on Ultimate Agent at different times, obviously different experiences. But it's cool to be able to ask you what you learned, because I think I took so much from the experience that changed my life, changed my business, and it's so cool to be able to ask you now what you learned, because it's crazy, right? So what are some things that you've learned or
one
taken from
takeaway,
that?
which was just, it changed my mind about door knocking and everything. So I was with Roger. Roger gave me a door knocking tip. He said, Alex, I want you to get out of your car, leave the car door open. Okay. Leave it open. I want you to go up to the door, knock on the door, and say, hey, this is Alexander. I work with the state regulators for life insurance. I received this card you had filled out, and I was just the agent assigned to your case. Or I would just say, how are you doing today? Then I would say that. And then I would just say, I'm the agent assigned to your case to get this information out to you. Okay, okay. I have some information in my car that I'm going to bring to you so we can just chat about it for a few minutes, okay? I just turn around and start walking straight to my car. I don't even give him a chance to say anything. I walk straight to my car. grab my things, and I come back. That has helped over most of the time when I'm door knocking and I get someone to answer the door off a direct mail. 75% of the time I'm going to get in the house. Just
Wow,
off that, just off that one little note that Roger gave me, and it's just crazy, dude.
dude, that's
It
awesome.
changed my whole mindset of door knocking and how to actually do it the proper way.
Gotcha. So you go in there, you door knock, you leave the car door open, knock on the door, go back in, grab your stuff, and you're in.
Yep,
Sweet, bro. That's cool. So you're and that's you just door knocking final expense leads or like Medicare leads.
correct. Yep.
That's good. Dude, that's
Because
awesome.
they
And
when I show them their handwriting, I mean, just like you did. I mean, you door knocked at the Ultimate Agent. They knew that they filled it out, especially when you show them their handwriting.
yeah,
I'm gonna get this
that's the
info.
last time I door knocked.
Last time for real?
Bro, I have never gone out. I've never left and got door knocked and gone in the home since that point.
Wow. Wow, dude. That's crazy.
Changed me forever. Guys, you could literally watch it live. The moment everything changed for me. That's awesome. Do you know when season 2's gonna air?
Yeah. So at 8%, they said sometime this fall. And I've talked to a few people. It's looking like September to October. So probably mid to late September, early October.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What are some other things that you like learned or like that, because you said it changed your business, right? Like what are ways like practically it actually changed your business?
Mm-hmm. So it showed to begin with the camera's always in front of you, right? So obviously you
Yep.
don't want to embarrass yourself. You want to make sure that you look good on camera and you're doing things that when people watch, they'll be like, okay, wow, he's actually really good. So I
Yeah.
don't want to be like the guy that doesn't look like I have my crap together, getting sent home first night, whatever it is. So I made sure when I was going in that I need to have things lined up to make sure that I'm ready to succeed in this week. Right.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
So what it really showed me was when I really work hard in the business, what I can achieve, right? Because the camera's always on you. It's crazy 100% of the time. I mean, you were on the show, and I have to focus and lock in on my business and work the hardest I've ever worked. So I showed myself through the whole week that if I put my head down and grind, is I can achieve anything. That's honestly probably the biggest takeaway that I got from that show was obviously the mentors, but showing myself that if I actually work hard at this business, I can achieve a lot of things.
Mm. Yeah, bro. It's it's big. It definitely it challenged me to like there's a new level of urgency that I need. Cuz every day, bro, like you're not sleeping. You're like, bro, I was drinking like they had a refrigerator full of Red Bull. I think I drank like 3 or 4 a day. Somebody commented to me or like told me they're like, "Bro, I feel like every time the camera's on you, you have a Red Bull in your hand." I'm like, "Dude, I honestly needed it."
Funny.
Cuz like I couldn't even sleep, which is hilarious, but dude, this has been a great interview, bro. Like I've really appreciated being able to talk with you. You've probably already heard it so many times. Very impressed with what you've been able to do and continue to accomplish. What are your goals like um for you? Like where do you what's your goal here in the next like few years to come?
A few years, by the time I'm 21 or 22, to be an agency owner and have over 250 agents with me.
Boom, bro. 250 agents doing like all the lines.
All the lines,
Do
Medicare,
you have any
ACA.
agents with you right now?
Yeah, so I have right now with me, I'm right at 8. So I mean, I'm not the best recruiter, but I'm starting to get out there for recruiting because I bought some of Cody's recruiting leads. They've treated me well. So I'm slowly recruiting. I've got 4 people that are going to be coming on here in the next couple weeks, and that's not counting them. So I'm really hyper focused on recruiting.
Okay, so I want to sit in that real quick, and we'll let you go. So, so the Are they like, what are they doing? Are you just training them in the field as well and going out with them and just kind of like training them like that?
Right. Yeah. So I'm I'm recruiting anybody. So if it's someone out of state, I can help train them, and we have a guy that does straight over the phone too. But I can help train them over the phone and what's good ways to use this or that in situations. But I mean, if they're in where I live in Tulsa, if they're in Tulsa, yeah, I'll take them out in the field, train them, go on a ride along, show them, how to properly do things in a home.
So if they're outside of Tulsa, then you just kind of that you just teach them over the phone
Yep. So I'll get on
to
a
sell over the phone or to go in person.
what's that?
To sell over the phone or go in person.
So it's up to them. I give them the option, if you want to go over the phone and you've done that before, by all means, go ahead and do that. And we'll help train you, get on video calls, see what we got planned for the week. And, if they have any questions, I'll do a training, just kind of like that. So
Yeah, man.
unless they want to do field, if they want to do field and they're out of state, I can do that too. Training them obviously on a Zoom, training them on how to, be better in home.
Yeah. That's cool, man. And last question, do you or second to last question, do you ever want to do like just fully telesales, or are you going to be face to face forever?
That's a great question. I don't know what the future holds, man. I don't. I really don't. Right now I'm sticking with the field. But I think when, by the time I'm 21 or 22 and I'm able to have an agency, with quite a few agents, I'll have multiple ways where like I can help people out in the field and and over the phone. So it'll be, as I continue to get older and excel in my business, it'll be a little bit of mixture of both still.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, and talk about the podcast your dad and you are doing.
Yeah. We started this up probably about a month and a half, 2 months ago now.
What made you start it? Like, what made you
So
want to get
my
you guys want
dad,
to do it?
at my dad's old agency that we used to work at, so he always did a podcast, right? He always did one with Tony. I think it was every Thursday. He always did one with Tony. My dad parted ways with that company just for some personal reasons, and then my dad was like, well, we got to get one started back up. This is me and you now. This is our business. We're going to go through this together. I was like, dude, let's do it. So my dad was like, we're going to get all the equipment. We're going to get all this stuff set up and we're going to go ahead and take a stab at it. I'm like, dude, I'm down. I'm all for it. So I'm excited. We have a topic, every podcast, just like what everyone else would do, whether it's building trust with the client, your support and circle, that we actually filmed yesterday. And just some motivational things for people that could be falling back on their business or whatever. So it's really good. Appreciate you, Joe. Appreciate the ad, dude.
Boom. Yeah, go follow them. Where can people follow you on your journey, and where can they reach out to you?
Yeah. Follow me on Instagram at Alexander Sala _ and then you can reach me at on my Facebook as well, Alexander Sala.
Boom, bro. Let's go. Let's rock and roll. This is the Friday fuel that everybody needs, bro. Thanks for dropping bombs. You got me hyped up, excited, ready to
Appreciate
go.
you, bro.
Yeah, bro, for sure. It's this was a good one, bro, for sure. But yeah, guys, drop in the comments a fire emoji for him. If you're watching the live stream, drop in #live. If you're watching the replay, drop in #replay. Alex, appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Excited to see what the future holds, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
Appreciate you, bro.
Peace.